folks. Welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com for September 7th, 2007. Well, today, Friday, got off to a rocky start as the jobs number came out pretty negative in general, guys. The market was expecting 100,000, the number to come in at 100,000, and it came in at negative 4,000. Now, what's so shocking about this? Well, not only is it a big miss here, which is rare for economic numbers, but in addition, what's strikingly so strange about this number and bearish is that this is the first negative number we've had in something like 4 years. So you're not just talking about one bad month here. This is a first negative number in relation to jobs that we've had in 4 years. Now that's big time, and I'm going to flip to the intraday ES chart here. But first, again, I just want to do a couple announcements. One is the intraday stock chat is just phenomenal again today. What a day today in the intraday stock chat. The amount of learning that goes on in that room, the amount of technical analysis and questions and answers is just phenomenal. In addition, some great plays called out again today by various traders in that room. Just phenomenal, guys. It's the greatest learning experience as far as I'm concerned out there in a chat room form for day traders, swing traders, and just those that want to learn how the market works. So I invite everyone to join quickly. We now put up a 3-month and a 6-month subscriber service where you save quite a bit of money if you sign up for those, and I welcome everyone. In addition, the swing trade alerts. We've had some swing trade alerts out there that have been short, and they're paying off huge dividends now with this huge fall here. We're in the money on all our plays in that relation, and it's just going phenomenally. We also have a 3- and 6-month there for extra savings for those of you guys that want on board. Okay, check out this chart on the ES, guys. We basically had that jobs number here, and we just started to sell. Look at this 830. All right, this is at 830, guys. This is the bar that we got. We were basically trading flat in the markets to slightly down beforehand, but this bar just took everything out, and wow. Look at this fall, guys. This is a 10-minute candle here, and the volume was tremendous for pre-market. The volume today, again, and you guys know volume is really key to this market. Volume was very, very strong today, which is expected when you have news like this. And we've been talking about how now that when everyone gets back to work, volume should automatically increase. Well, what have we noticed? Basically, when this volume comes back in the market because everyone comes back to work, the market's dropping. And that's what we were saying for the last 2 weeks, guys. We said after we called that bounce about 3 weeks ago based on that bullish candle on that Thursday and then the Fed discount rate cut, we said, guys, notice this up move's on very, very light volume. This is not a good sign. It's the down volume, the big volume that counts. Whichever way we go when we have big volume, that's really the way that this market is going to go. And precisely as we talked about this, today huge volume came in. And again, we talked on the daily about how this head and shoulders pattern was not that good a head and shoulders pattern and very weak because of this double bar right here. This is a nice shoulder over here. It's a nice size shoulder, a muscular shoulder, if you will. This is a tiny little shoulder, not even a shoulder, if you can call it that. And that's why we cautioned everyone here. We got that touch of the 50 moving average here on the ES futures contract, and wow, did we sell today. All right, going back to the intraday 10-minute chart, which we use to trade off of, you guys can see we did almost 2.5 million contracts today. Yesterday, in relation, we only did 1.5 to 1.7. All right, and again, that was light volume in expectations of this job number this morning, and this job number did not disappoint. Well, now what does this mean, guys? All of a sudden, you have all this hysteria coming in the market again on the fear side, and everyone's expecting the Fed to come out any day now and cut rates, which, let's be honest, guys, they really might. I have to be honest with you, even though it's going to hurt the dollar, and you saw the dollar getting punished today. Gold was up, oil was up, because those are traded in American dollars, so when the dollar goes down, those automatically will get a boost. All currencies, euro and yen, were up against the dollar again today. And the dollar, I'm not sure if it closed below that 80 mark, but it was very close to closing. If it does, that's a very bearish signal for the dollar. What's even stranger is that the institutions are long the dollar. So those are very long-term plays, but we should understand that the institutions are even getting their head handed to them here, being long the dollar. So again, guys, be aware of this. This is all going on, and what a day we had today on good volume on the downside. This fall at 8:30 basically just escalated all day here. We basically sold, bounced slightly, sold again to even lower lows here. Then finally over lunchtime, you see the volume lightened up here, right? And we all know what happens when the volume lightens up. It generally lets them take the market up. You get some amateur buyers in there, and all it was a nice excuse to bring it up to the 50 moving average right here, which was a beautiful thing right here, how it touches the 50 moving average, and then right after lunch we start to sell again. We take it down to a double bottom, and let me do my chart trend so we go over these things here. As you guys can see, this point right here, double bottom. So basically we pierced the double bottom, which is a perfect signal there for a bounce up. We get this bounce up here, but it doesn't sustain much. We just get more selling in this market, and what happens? We have a sell to even lower lows here. Going into the end of the day, what you saw some nice volume buying here. Now, most of the time we would say, well, does that signal a move up? But the question here should be understood, or the facts should be understood. Really, if you're going to see a move up, now this could be a near-term bounce. We could get a little pause date on Monday, which is very possible. We're not really sure what will happen Monday, and we're going to kind of stay out of it just for now. We have our short positions of the swing trade alerts, and we're in the money on those. Those stops, by the way, have been moved to break even, so we're not going to take losses on those positions, and we're just going to let them run as they see fit. But what this could be signaling is that maybe a pause day on Monday with this volume coming in here. However, when you guys know how we think contrarian. Only when everyone throws in that towel, when everyone freaks out thinking this market's going to crash, utterly crash, go to zero, and everyone sells, meaning that you end the day with huge volume on the downside after a long day of selling. So you need a long day of selling followed by that close at the low of the day on huge volume. That's when you can maybe think about a bottom in this market. But as we see it, we might have a pause day. And again, I'm going to go to this, and you guys can see the volume here. Alright, it wasn't as big as we were all the way back here when we bottomed out here and bounced, but compared to all these days, it was a nice volume candle, and you can see that. Today was above those, right there, and we continue to see the stochastics, and I talked about this in the last few videos, saying how these stochastics were just too high up here. Alright, we needed them to come in a little, and that's what we did. Now look at on the daily chart here. This is the daily ES future chart again, how we pierced the 20, but they closed us above the 20. So again, that makes me think maybe we have that pause day on Monday. Again, it's a little cloudy in the realm of things, but we're still seeing maybe Tuesday or Wednesday a big move down. We'll have to monitor the situation on Monday to be sure of this. But we might have a pause day here based on a closing above the 20 moving average. However, we are right on that 20. The question is, the first day we close below that 20, we could see a nice big sell program come in this market. And again, we are ultimately saying we will come down here, and ultimately we think we might break this low and go even lower. So things could be getting messy, as we've been talking about for quite a long time. And I know we had a lot of disbelievers. When this market was all the way up here, guys, we had people questioning us left and right, saying, all right, well, it's a head and shoulders. We're going to break higher here. We're going to go higher. And we kept on saying, guys, it's not that simple. The light volume's dictating some negative moves here. In any case, long story short, guys, quite a day today. You can just see the amount of selling that was in this market just continually all day. 2.4 to almost 2.5 million contracts, which is a nice solid volume day. And let's flip over to the NASDAQ chart. Obviously, the NASDAQ's not so pretty to look at, but again, you had the gap down. Then we continued to move lower after on those job numbers. Got that little bit of bounce, got a little bit of move down here, and then we rallied a little bit into the close. And you can see it's almost a little bit of a W pattern, but be aware that W's, until they're fully formed, could be M's. Alright? And that's the key here, is that understand that a W is just an M with a little move up here, alright? So what I'm saying here is if we come up here and we don't break higher, then you can look at a possible move down. Maybe this is an M pattern right here instead of a W. So we won't really know this until the futures get going back on Monday again, okay? So we'll keep you guys appraised of that situation. Definitely some crazy activity in this market, and again, you see the stochastics beginning to roll down. We need to see those stochastics come down a little, and then we can maybe talk about a little move up. But again, what we're seeing on Monday is a little cloudy picture here, but great move down today any way you cut it. We are not out of the woods by far, guys. We've been saying for some time now that we're heading towards a recession, and I think people are finally starting to believe us. A negative jobs number is not a good number. In addition, you just have constant layoffs. Countrywide just announced today after the close they're laying off 12,000 more people. The economy is in some trouble here, and we're not predicting the end of the world, but this market does need to come down more. It needs to retest this low down here on the NASDAQ as well, and at that point we can reevaluate and see if it's the time to go long this market. For now, we're keeping our swing trade short plays, and on any bounce maybe on Monday we will look to add to those positions and get some more short plays for this move down. The one thing I do want to throw out there, guys, is there's only one wild card in this market. And that's a scary wild card because in the near term it could cause a one-day upspike of very large amounts. And that is the Federal Reserve lowering interest rates. If they come out on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever they do before this September 18th meeting and lower the interest rates by half a basis point or a quarter basis point, you could see a near-term spike up in this market. One more push up. It would just be a day or two spike before the continuing sell, we believe. But it would be a near-term spike up. So that's why we're being very cautious here about taking any more shorts. And we didn't do that today. even though we're still holding on to our swing trade shorts. But again, as I said, our stops are flat right now, meaning that we won't take a loss on those trades. So keep that in mind and be very cautious with the Fed lurking out there. You never know when they could come out and lower those interest rates. All right, guys, great trading day today in the intraday stock chat. The swing trade alerts continue to be extremely profitable for everyone. And we hope everyone had a good week. We hope everyone has a solid weekend to get some rest, because next weekend's going to be more volatility, guys. No doubt about that. I appreciate everyone watching the videos and the great comments we get on those videos. It means a lot to us at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Come join us soon. We'll be looking for you. Take care, guys.